That's your corner of today.
We'll leave it. It's really not nice. You have a monopoly on that side?
Hey Ron, a lot of people are so intrigued by the Hammond because you are the bass player and you're a keyboard at the same time. And you know, for instance, like the music we play is a little challenging harmonically. Do you have any way, like, do you separate those things when you practice, or does it all come at once?
A lot of times it comes as it's happening, because your left and right hand, though it seems as though they might be separated, what you're playing is oftentimes connected very together very, very closely. You know, the harmonic sense and of course the rhythm. So you're really playing off of each other. You know, the bass lines versus the chords, and also bass lines versus soloing for melody. So I'd say they're connected.
The drummer's no longer just the timekeeper in the back of the band. The drummer's creating displaced rhythmic variation on the ride cymbal and comping in a way that might go over the bar lines and not resolving on traditional notes such as and a 4 or B1 at the end of an 8-bar phrase.
Right, and so how do you know when you're ready to record? When, you know, the music has evolved to a point where you're like, it's time to go in the studio?
Well, for this one, I really wanted to document Ron's contribution to the band and return that to the format, because I did a big band and then I did a quartet and then this. So I wanted to go back to this and just show really about 5 years of work together of us just playing. So it just felt like the timing was right, and I think people wanted to hear what the next chapter was going to be.
Right.
Usually I write, I mean, basically they're 15-minute tunes. In that I kind of hear them all at the same time.
Right.
But the melody usually is, it's more of harmonizing the melody, and I have a feeling of, like, this is a dark feeling under this melody, or this is blues, or this is bright. And having spent a lot of time studying harmony, and obviously all the great songwriters and that whole process, you get faster to be able to get to that, oh, that's what that sound is, or that's a sharp 9 chord, or this is whatever. So it's more about the melody and then the emotional content of the harmony underneath it. So like that tune One for VJ just kind of came out like literally probably like 15 minutes when I had a student that was late. He showed up, he was like, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm like, I'm glad you were late. I got to finish this song.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's just sort of, actually it's more like, I feel like the songs are already written somewhere, and I'm listening to them and trying to quiet my opinion about how the song should go and listen to it, and more like I'm notating it somehow. That's what it feels like to me. Some strange way I never feel like I write them in that way. I feel like I'm transcribed them. So I kind of have that feeling. I mean, I guess in terms of the title of the record's A Meeting of Minds. Right. Almost like the minds of us, but also the universal mind, the concept of the universal mind. Right. You've heard Bill Evans and other people talk about that. You know, the more that I can quiet my little mind and really listen, the song is
You know,
there.
my piano,
Right.
the piano playing I was into when I was younger was always out of that swinging tradition. You know, the Oscar Peterson, the Gene Harris, you know, with the Kelly,
Really soulful guys.
soulful guys. that
Yeah.
were, you know, so that's more. I wasn't as into the Jimmy Smiths as much. And I was also into the very contemporary, you know, ECM style pianists like John Taylor and Bobo Stenson. So when you put that all kind of together on the organ, it definitely has a different sound to it than just a straight ahead swinging traditional organ.
Wow, well, I actually met Ron years ago on a little restaurant gig at Dizzy's in Brooklyn, right? And you know, that was kind of even before I was really out doing my own thing, and an opportunity came up for him to sub, and he just blew me away on so many levels. First, he knew my book. I sent him the music. He came in like he wanted that gig, and I was so touched that he would work on my music, and I was so impressed by his work ethic that he was playing my songs better than me. I said, that's the guy I want. But, you know, he is like a total package in terms of his groove and in his harmonic sense, because he understands the organ. He's not a modern piano player that plays some organ. He's an organist, but he understands modern harmony. To me, we're all coming out of that same era. I think we're in a funny point in jazz history, our age or whatever, where we come out, you know, we still have that influence of blues and bebop, but we listen to ECM and we listen to Chick Corea, Return to Forever, and those kinds of things. So we're not, you know, ultra modern modal freak out, but we're based in the blues. So he, to me, had that. He just totally gets harmonically what the music's about. And Ian, I've known really quite a long time. First time I met him, we did a concert in Long Island City or something. And I always loved the way he broke up the time, and the swing was there. But I've really learned a lot. I said, I really want to work with this guy because I think that I can grow in my sense of time and groove, and I have. And now I feel like I've grown up to be able to play with Ian in a lot of ways. There she is. She's a beauty.
Hi, Leslie.
How long have you guys been together? You make such a beautiful couple.
I've been with Leslie for many, many years. It's a really nice relationship.
I know. It's just, it seems to work mutually.
I sort of love her.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Because it adds something that nobody else can.
Yeah.
You know, Amp's great, but Leslie's greater.